Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have a brand new reporting by NBC regarding an illegal arrest of an immigration judge out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by the Trump administration, Trump regime, and the illegal henchman criminal himself, Kash Patel. Let's take a look at the reporting. And the article, ladies and gentlemen, reads, FBI arrests Milwaukee judge alleging she interfered in an immigration operation. Ladies and gentlemen, that article reads, the FBI arrested a county judge in Milwaukee on Friday, alleging that she obstructed federal authorities who were seeking to detain an undocumented immigrant by escorting the man and his defense attorney through an immigration, non-public jury door. The arrest of Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Duggan marks a significant escalation in the administrations of Donald Trump's crackdown on immigration, in line with its rhetoric about going after local and state authorities on immigration-related matters. It also marks another step in the Trump administration's battles with judges over federal policy. And in an appearance on Fox News on Friday, Attorney General Pam Bondi used the arrest to pull in the administration's broader, repeated criticism of judges. Quote, "What's happening to our judiciary is beyond me," unquote, Bondi said, before using the term, quote, "deranged," unquote. Duggan faces charges of obstructing or impeding a proceeding before a department of agency of the United States, as well as a charge of concealing an an individual to prevent his discovery and arrest. Duggan was arrested by the FBI at 8:30 a.m. local time in the parking lot of the Milwaukee County Courthouse before she entered the building. A senior law enforcement official told NBC News she was then transferred to the custody of the U.S. Marshals, the official said. Duggan made an appearance before a federal magistrate judge and was released on bond with another court hearing scheduled for May 15. The news of Duggan's arrest broke in a since-deleted post on X from FBI Director Kash Patel, in which he wrote that the Bureau believed that Duggan, quote, intentionally misdirected federal agents, unquote, with, quote, when the, quote, subject to be arrested, unquote, appeared in Duggan's court on a separate case. Patel said that agents, quote, chased down the perp on foot, unquote, but said that Duggan's, quote, obstruction created increased danger to the public, unquote, body, referring to Duggan on her Fox News appearance on Friday afternoon, said, quote, shame on her, unquote, and said that the type of conduct Duggan allegedly engaged in would result in federal prosecutions. Quote, I cannot believe I think some of these judges think they are beyond and above the law, and they are not. And we're sending a very strong message today. If you are harboring a fugitive, we don't care who you are, unquote, Bondi said. In a statement, Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin also nodded to the Trump administration's court battles and orders from federal judges restricting administration policies. Quote, since President Trump was inaugurated, activist judges have tried to obstruct President Trump and the American people's mandate to make America safe and secure our homeland, unquote, McLaughlin said before calling Duggan's alleged behavior, quote, shocking and shameful. It's not the first time the government under Trump has hit a local judge with federal charges alleging that they helped an undocumented immigrant avoid arrest in the course of their official duties. In 2019, during Trump's first term, the U.S. attorney in Boston charged a Massachusetts judge and a court officer with obstruction of justice for allegedly avoiding an aiding an undocumented immigrant in leaving the courthouse through a back exit to avoid arrest. The judge's attempts to get the case dismissed in federal appeals court were denied, but prosecutors reached a deal to drop the charges in 2022 under then-President Joe Biden's administration, with the case instead going to review at the state judicial committee. FBI agent Lindsay Schlomer, a member of the white-collar crime squad in the Bureau's Milwaukee field office, wrote in an affidavit that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement found that Eduardo Flores had been removed from the U.S. in 2013, and that an immigration official found probable cause to believe Flores Ruiz was removable. Members of ICE planned to arrest Flores Ruiz during a court hearing in a domestic violence case before Duggan on April 18, according to the affidavit. Schomer wrote that making arrests inside of courthouses lowers the risk to law enforcement because targets have gone through an individual screening. Duggan was arrested on the bench Duggan was on the bench when the ICE agents appeared in the hallway, and a courtroom deputy told the FBI that Duggan became visibly angry and called the situation, quote, absurd, unquote, when a clerk spoke with her about ISIS presence. Duggan and another unnamed judge then confronted deportation officers in the hallway, the affidavit alleges, and Duggan asked if they had a judicial warrant. Quote, "No, I have an administrative warrant," unquote. One of the agents replied. According to the affidavit, Duggan then, quote, demanded, unquote, that the agent speak with the chief judge while members of the arrest team were in the chief judge's chambers. The complaint states, Duggan then escorted Flores-Ruiz and his attorney through a jury door. The government alleges the the ICE team was able to make the arrest after a foot chase. The deputy court clerk for Duggan told NBC News that they could not comment on the arrest. In a statement, the chief judge of the court, Carl Ashley, said that the, quote, judicial code of conduct restricts judges from commenting on pending or impending matters in any court. Judge Duggan's court calendar will be covered by another judge as needed, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, now that is going to do it for today's legal breaking reporting of an illegal, unlawful arrest of a county judge by the name of Hannah Duggan. Because here's why. Because the U.S. Constitution forbids a president's administration from arresting a judge. There will be a video explaining that coming out, explaining the reason of why the U.S. Constitution forbids it, coming out soon. In the meantime, that's going to do it for today's legal breaking reporting. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you want to make sure you stay up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting on the side of politics, please hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button down below and hit the all notifications options. It's located on the right hand side. Thirdly, you guys can also stay up to date on all the things legal breaking on the side of politics by following me on my social medias. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. There you guys will be updated instantly on when I posted a brand new legal breaking reporting on the side of politics and legal analysis breaking update. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 160 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 160 plus subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers, we have more subscribers to achieve and reach right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers. Fifthly, furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, please stay positive. Please stay safe and know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law despite Donald Trump and his illegal regime. and illegal administration's unconstitutional, illegal executive actions and behaviors.